Welcome back to the allotment. It's Saturday the 14th of November and it's a little bit after 8 in the morning. Despite the weather forecast, which was no rain until kind of lunchtime, it's actually trying to rain, so I might have to cut this a bit short. I might also have to cut the jobs that I was going to do a bit short, but thought I'd show you a little bit of what's going on at the moment. As you can see, these here and these here are the broad beans that I put in a few weeks ago, and they're starting to do really well now, so I'm really pleased with those, as is the garlic over the back. So that's all, every one of those cloves that I put in there germinated, so really pleased with that. Leeks are carrying on strong and we're eating those fairly regularly. I'm not sure they're going to last us all the way through the winter, given there's only a few left. Should have put maybe twice the amount in, but there you go. Spinach, we'll keep harvesting that until we get a really serious frost. We just haven't had cold temperatures, which is good in some ways because it's meant things like the spinach has kept going. In others it's a little bit disappointing because it's been far warmer for this time of year, and this year's been an odd one temperature wise. We've just not had high evening to nighttime temperatures. Daytime temperatures haven't been too bad. In fact, it's been probably milder than previous years. I have been keeping a record, so if I can somehow create a JPEG of it, I'll insert it into the video at some point. But yeah, temperature range has been quite extreme, so quite warm during the day and then quite mild at night, which hasn't helped because ideally you want a sort of semi-constant temperature without too much of a rise and fall. I managed to do, I think it was last weekend, or possibly the weekend before, because last weekend was a bit of a rained off, was actually get in amongst all the fruit and get rid of all the weeds, or the vast majority of them anyway. There's still I suspect a few odds and ends which I'll hopefully get out this morning, as long as I don't get rained on. My plan was then to just cover the area in this straw. We had a bale of straw for some of the winter jobs in the garden at home, and this is what's left. I was just going to spread it around the base of the fruit trees just to cover the ground a bit and provide a bit of mulch for the fruit. I'll probably cover it again in the spring with some manure, but that'll do for overwintering. Cavolo Nero is still going strong. I don't know how much of that you can see if I zoom in. Oh, not too bad. So that'll carry on through the winter. I'm really pleased with that. I'm going to grow that again next year, definitely. And my dahlias looking quite sad now, they need to come out. But the job I was going to do today, which I'll try and film if I can, is recovering the timber frame cloche. So that's it for now. Quite a short update, but hopefully there'll be another video recovering that. I've got all the materials and the tools stacked over there by the shed. As I say, we were promised, the forecast was for no rain until lunchtime, but it's not raining at the moment, it's just trying to rain, so hopefully we can get on with that. But I might do the straw first. Anyway, that's it for now. Hope you're having a good weekend wherever you are, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care, bye. Okay, so as you probably know, this timber frame cloche had just light, what I thought was UPV resistant plastic over the top of it. It did really well last year. It got all my cabbages and the various other plants going much earlier than they would otherwise. However, it turned out the plastic wasn't UPV resistant, and over the summer it just degraded and fell apart. So I removed all of that. The frame itself is perfectly fine, nothing wrong with that. So what I'm going to do is recover it with this corrugated plastic roofing sheet. Now my plan is, because of the width of the sheet, I would need 3 bits, so they're going to have to overlap. So kind of 2 on the side and 1 on the top. And the plan is to fix them to the frame, and then probably using a batten secure them to the top, and I'm possibly going to need battens on the sides as well. I just have to see how that's going to work out. Possibly I can just screw straight into the plastic tube, because that's quite strong, but I don't know whether it will take the kind of pull of 2 sheets of plastic on it. We'll see. Definitely going to need one on the roof or across the top like that. Unfortunately, the frame is 2 meters long. I can't remember off the top of my head how wide. I can measure it in a sec, but the plastic sheets are 2.4, so they're all going to need to be cut. But what I was planning to do was use the cut pieces to cover the ends, although they may not be big enough. We'll see. So that's the plan. I'll try and record it as I go, as I say, weather dependent. Watch this space. So sorry folks, I've had to retreat into the shed because it is raining, well, hard enough that I wouldn't want to be out there and with the camera and getting it wet. But I hope what you can see is what I've done is secured 3 battens, one right across the centre, and then 2 slightly lower down, just where the sheets will overlap. So there'll be 1 sheet lying across the top, and then 2 up from the sides, and the side battens, so that one that's in the kind of centre frame there, should be where the 2 overlap, so that I can screw through both sheets into the batten to hold it secure. So what I'm going to do now, or in between showers, is fix the sheets across the top. I probably won't do the ends today because they'll need cutting to shape, if they fit at all, that is. I haven't measured them out yet, and I don't really want to do that in the wet, and I probably need to do it with a little bit more finesse, because it's going to be a curved edge rather than a straight edge, which the other sheets have been, which has been relatively easy to do here on the plot. So I might need to take that home, where I can hold the sheet a little bit more steady in a vise or a workbench or something like that. So anyway, apologies this isn't running while I'm working, because it's just raining too hard to have the camera out. But there you go, that's kind of step 1 complete. Step 2 is now to fix the plastic sheets on. Back soon. So there you go folks, that's the 2 side panels on. I've just got the top panel to put on and screw down. Basically what I've done at the moment is just screw them along the base. When I put the top one on, I'll obviously screw that excuse me, screw that through the top brace, and then through both sheets into the kind of side braces. I'm going to do that today because I don't want to kind of leave this as it is at the moment, because these 2 bits just flap around. I quite like it at least secure in that sense, so that all the plastic is screwed on, even if it's not fully finished. It's raining even harder now, so I'm getting quite wet doing this, as are my tools, which they'll be fine, but I don't really want to push it too far. So we'll get the top sheet on, and then I think probably we're going to call it a day, unless of course the rain stops, which it doesn't look like it's going to. Back soon. Okay folks, so I just thought I would stop and show you this. I don't know if you can see that. That's the thumb on my glove. Before anybody faints, don't worry, that's not my thumb actually in there, although my thumb is in there, if that makes sense. It's not gone through my thumb, it's gone through the tip of the glove. Now these gloves, I've got this kind of grippy coating on, and what has happened is, as I've put the screw in, it's caught up against the side of the grippy coating, and pulled it forward, and then drilled or pushed the screw through the tip of the glove. So there you go, lesson: keep your fingers well out of the way. Although obviously nobody was harmed in the making of this video. Okay, so that's now all screwed down, across the top, and along the 2 sides, and obviously along the bottom. As I say, the end bits are going to be for another day. It's too wet, I'm not going to do them now. There's kind of that much spare material, 3 bits that size. Looking at it, I don't think individually they're big enough, but I think what I might be able to do, if I can cut it right, is make 2 ends out of 3 bits, if that makes sense. But I'm not even going to attempt to do that today. It's a bit fiddly, and I'll probably rush it and not get it right. So that's that. I don't know how much of this rain you can actually see on the camera, but it's not raining really hard, but it's really big drops of rain and I'm getting quite wet. So I think we're going to call it a day now, and pack up and go home. Need to move that to one side. Just going to put it on the edge of the plot there, be fine. Tidy my tools up. And yeah, as I say, head home. So I think what I'm going to do is tag this on the end of the update video I did, because ideally what I wanted to do was kind of have the camera running as I was working so you could see what I was doing, but it's just been too wet to do that, so I think I'll just do this as a kind of stages of repairing rather than anything else. So, hope you've enjoyed the video, even if it is not very nice weather, although obviously you're at home, hopefully in the warm, not out in the rain like I am. Take care, speak soon, goodbye now. One final thing I did want to show you, if I can zoom in, is I did manage to get the straw around the bottom of the fruit at least. So, and I did that before it started raining, so that's a good job done, I think. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.